All right, Shalom. Giving all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Makakudash. This probably gonna be a quick video. And before I even get into it, I just want to say, Apostle Tahar, you had a channel called "What is the 666 Mark?" or "What is the Mark 666?" Something along those lines. And that was my favorite channel. You know, I learned a lot from you. I told the men Sakari, like they asked me, oh man, they was literally telling their men, you know, brothers that was in the truth before me, like, y'all need to get like him. And how did you learn that much, brother? And I was like, I go to sleep to these videos, and still to this day I do. I'm getting ready to go to sleep over here. It's 4:07 or whatever, and when I fall asleep, I'm gonna listen to a GMS video, or I'm gonna listen to a video of a camp that I know they not going off on this breakdown. You know, they might be going off on other things, but they not going off on this. You know, so I'm giving props. I'm giving all due respect. I never made any videos to like try to cause brothers to leave GMS. You know, I'm not even trying to make videos to you know, make you change the doctrine or whatever. All I did was brought out history on the Corinthians, brought out the fact that their long hair was connected to idolatry, and that's it. I brought out the history of it. And just like if you see the word Gentile in the New Testament, and Gentile this and Gentile that and salvation, but Gentile, if you don't go into the history of it, you won't be able to connect the dots. There's a lot of things plain in the scriptures, black and white. And then there's a lot of things, like y'all always say, if you don't understand the history, you won't understand the mystery. And last thing I want to say about the long hair. Who was that brought out? It could have been Gabar Yehuda. But I think he went to the commentary or asked Google. He asked AI, why did Paul tell the Corinthians not to wear long hair? And AI said, because Paul wanted to distinguish between men and women. Last thing I want to say is this is men and women, especially black men and women, can both have big afros. Will you not be able to tell the difference between them? Does hair make you distinguish between men and women? What if you're a brother that can't grow a beard, walking next to a sister, and y'all both got big ass afros? And if she has an afro, is that a manly hairstyle? Is she wearing, you know, that which pertains to a warrior or a man? You know, sincere questions. Go into that. You always answer other questions and, oh, this is a back to the basics and things like that. Well, go into that because, you know, just like how the elders did with High Priest Ariah and One West, they went back and searched the scriptures. Just like Sakari did, they claimed that they found things that they didn't, you know, agree that GMS went off on and things like that. You know, men are going to do that. The Church of Berea double-checked Paul to see if the things that he said were true. And what Paul said to the Corinthians was true. The Corinthians wore long hair and idolatry. Point blank, period. You can Google the history. But anyways, that's the last thing I have to say about that. I guarantee none of the GMS members are going to go into the three topics and 3 issues that I brought up. You know, the very first video I made, I said it was insincerity. I want y'all to go into this and break it down because y'all used to just yell at people, nigga, you smoking, and you gonna burn that lake of fire because you smoking. You know, so go back on that and verify that that's true. You gonna burn a lake of fire because you smoke. Go verify that. Anyways, Philippians 1:15, some indeed preach Hamashiach, even of envy and strife, and some also of goodwill. Of course, GMS members and maybe even people who follow them or whatever, they're gonna say, well, I was teaching in envy and strife. No, I wasn't. The Apostle Tahar, you always talk about how the Cornelius thing, okay, well, we won't teach it. Y'all was gonna sit on Cornelius being an Israelite. Y'all Y'all believed it, but y'all wasn't gonna teach it. Guess what? I sat on these things and I said, not that it doesn't sit right with me, but it's not biblical. It's not in the scripture. You know? So yeah. Not trying to teach anything to cause envy or strife. That was a sincere issue that I brought up. And if you don't want to deal emotionally, just go and break down those concerns. Show me where, and it's getting repetitive. It's sounding like a broken record, but show me that. Show me that in the scriptures. You're smoking weed, you're going to be destroyed. You're going in the lake of fire. There's countless videos of GMS saying that, you know. Prove that the Apostle Paul was not talking about the idolatry that the Corinthians was in. And also, go into Genesis 10, or forgive me if I'm wrong, I think it's Genesis 12. Go into Genesis 12 and break down the kinship between Abraham and Sarah, because the Lord said a bastard shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord, even to his 10th generation. Abraham and Sarah had kids. Those kids would have been bastards, meaning they would have been children of incest, if that was his blood sister, which that's what GMS still teaches. So, yeah. Of course, I'm gonna keep saying it. I came in sincerity. I yelled and, you know, whatever, you know, but at the end of the day, men yell. If you get offended at yelling, then you really soft and weak. Weak as fuck. I yell and whatever. This is a video. If I see you in person, I wouldn't, you know, we can deal. And if we can't come to a common understanding, then okay, cool. You go your way, I go my way. So at the end of the day, no matter how you take it, this was sincere. I gave props. Yes, GMS is on point. Great doctrine. I believe in the great doctrine. It's in the law. It's in the scriptures. You probably just think the long hair and so he don't believe in this and he don't believe in that and he don't know. I'm on board with y'all. It's some things that y'all need to address. And maybe you don't need to address it. You can just stay with your belief, and I'll just keep bringing it out the scripture that's going off. That's all I got to say on that. Shalom.